tenants and manage the affairs of a tenancy relationship?
Thank you, Chair. I think the first thing I want to state is that court orders are not given in vain. Before you go to court and get an order, there is a basis. I have sworn on affidavit that the evictions took place on 18th June 2025. There was a court order issued on 30th May 2025. These figures they've given here, they're computed figures. You don't know where they're coming from. And I want to agree with the governor. If I don't pay rent, evict me. I don't have a problem with that. Evict me. I have an issue with the figures. They're just computed figures. I have been paying. In fact, I have a letter from the county government saying that, dated 17th January 2025, saying that I do not owe the county anything. We have been telling the county, if you think we have rent arrears, give us a rent account statement. They have refused to comply. They are difficult officers at City Hall. Right? There's a house number 17, Onimbo. Governor is saying they gave us notices. I don't think we've seen any evidence of a notice. They did not. I have never received any notice. My father is a tenant, right? I have records showing.
Is he alive?
Yes, he's alive.
Also, he's getting the documents.
Let me explain, Governor.
Let him explain.
My uncle was the initial tenant, right? Once he left, he passed on the tenancy rights to my father, and the county is aware of this. Since they know they send rent invoices. Who do they send the rent invoices to? My father, Simon Atebe. So by that you know there's a contract.
Okay.
Why would they be sending rent invoices to his telephone number? And he pays.
So I think, Mr. Atebe, one of the issues we might need to do is reconcile. And the governor is here now, so there is no hiding anymore. He's the top at the county, so we can't say that the officers have refused. Now there is no refusing anymore. The statement has to be served.
Yes.
Governor,
Senator
you see the
Sifuna.
problem. The problem is, why do these matters have to come to the Senate before you can agree to sit down with the tenant? You know, this is what breaks our hearts.
But you see, Senator?
Just a minute.
Yeah.
It's not the first time.
Sometimes
It's not the first
wrong.
time. We went through this same process with Sam Gashango. Just have the guy over at City Hall direct the officers to do the reconciliation.
They have been doing that.
If there are payments, he also has records and can show that he has paid. You have rent statements. This is surely, Chair, that we require our governor to come to the Senate to tell him to sit down with his tenant. It's very unfair to us in terms of even utilization of our time. Yeah. And secondly, Governor, you know, sometimes I look at you when you're speaking. I really get impressed sometimes at how you just gloss over very serious issues.
Like what?
Like court orders being disobeyed by your officers, and you just say, oh, it's a terrible thing that happened in Woodley. Please, Governor, as a generation, you see, you have said yourself that there are people that you found there who are older than all of us. They started working for Kanjo years before we were born. They have a culture problem. But please, let's not gloss over some of these things. If somebody has gone to court and rightly obtained an order, you have to inculcate in your officers these values of respect for court orders. That is what the country of rule of law demands. Stop the eviction just for 2 days. I mean, and eventually you won the case anyway. So it is not okay for some of us when you gloss over some of those issues.
Maybe it's my language. I should,
yes.
I should show.
Please, just the way that you took responsibility. And thirdly, Governor, you have powers because you are the executive head of the county. When there are serious complaints about some of the officers, like this Lydia, Maria, for years, Governor, you know the complaints you had, even from the way she was running the public participation for the regeneration program. I told you personally that I have a problem with her. And there were complaints from Woodley to Lumumba Estate to Jericho about one officer.
That's why she's no longer the chief officer.
That's what I'm saying. It took too long. She has caused so much pain. Just, you have the executive power. Whenever you see these complaints, because they come from a place of genuine concern, take administrative action on her. And I don't know how you are saying we can read Tony is a good man.
Who's this guy?
But Lydia's face was not bad either. But she was a bad person, you know. So please take proper action when these concerns are raised, and especially when they come through the leadership that you are elected. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna. I am sure.
Chair, this process of reconciliation has been going on. Some people refuse to come for reconciliation. It's been happening. This committee we're talking about, I sat with the area, each MCA who has tenants in the area. This was last year, yeah, in December. And they said, yeah, we know these house numbers. They went to the people. Some completely refused. So if they come back to the Senate, you know, it is not because we're not doing the reconciliation. It is not. The department is always open. If you go to City Hall Annex fast food, you will find a desk for any reconciliations. But some people don't want to do it. So actually, we should not. In fact, the only reason I see value in coming to the Senate on this issue, more than accountability, is what everybody else can hear what we are doing. It is for the sake of all the other tenants who may not know. These notices are stuck even in the estates. The notices are given in the houses physically. There is no way one person is not getting a notice. So for this specific case, from here, I guess let's go to City Hall and sort it. But remember, there's 9,000 other houses where I cannot do the reconciliation myself. You know, Chair, I don't think there's anything difficult to deal with. Let us address the issue of human rights, the responsibility. I think you put it very well. The share of, what do you call it, the balance? The balance of responsibility between the tenant and the landlord. But ultimately, as a steward of resources for the people of Nairobi, I will not allow a case of impunity. It is like, you know, it's like taking on source revenue actually. Because that revenue that should come to the city is staying with someone. That actually is a big audit question. When you have receivables going into hundreds of millions, hundreds, over many years. One stadium is like 200 million, and it changes the whole society. If everybody here paid, we'll be able to actually deliver services. Chair, on the matter of court orders, I don't know if it's closing, but yeah, I agree with the senator. I believe in the rule of law. And it is unfortunate that, you know, what happened despite, you know, that order. This case, from what I know, and I want you to investigate further, the eviction was done before the court order. When the court order came, eviction stopped. That is the information I have. If it is not true, I will actually do an independent investigation myself to get the exact dates. And, you know, I know many of these tenants actually. I can even call them and find out what happened. But also let us, I want to take this opportunity to also thank the tenants who pay. I must thank them. Those who struggle